where we talk. What?
This is where I leave.
I said, are we streaming?
Yeah, we're streaming yet. This is where Chris leaves because he has like a life and friends and shit, and the rest of us with anything so cool, we stand around and talk bullshit. So. All
right. So the cool thing about this is.
This is gonna jack up my whole feed. Hold on.
It's alright. I've already figured out how to resolve the whole Rafina.
How can you possibly resolve the whole Rafina thing?
I can resolve it by. I already have her ring. I just don't give it to her, and I start wearing it now.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? I don't even know. Even I don't even know.
How does that resolve it? So
it resolves the fact that I have her ring in the future when everybody else is dead.
Well, that's
because we never actually
helpful.
see Rafina die. I just have her ring, which implies that she's dead.
Oh.
Dead to us for damn sure.
You're dead to me.
Yeah. So
you don't know that.
Well,
Well, actually, you because you survived.
Is everything working?
Yeah, man. I'm settling things. Look, I'm settling things as we speak. See?
No, I don't.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
Night, Chris.
This is what we look like.
Night, Chris. So the cool thing about this whole everybody's role playing consistently with their character, like.
Oh, I got to give out inspiration actually, because this is a really, really, really good role playing session actually.
Like,
yeah.
Rafina definitely gets us for inspiration.
Absolutely. No, I love you guys playing your characters out. This is so very good. It really is.
The beauty of it is Rafina came from an orphanage. She worked as somebody who protects, parentless children.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Maxinari
It is. And you're trying to bring this parentless child out into the wild and blah, blah, blah. I love it. I think this is so perfect role play. It really is. It absolutely is.
And so I don't believe that Rastanos has done anything untoward. And I'm really, both as a player and as a character, extremely offended by the accusations of Rastanos being some sort of a misanthrope.
Oh, I don't know. I think Rastalos is a misanthrope. I think those are solid accusations.
No,
which is fine.
Those are truths.
No, they're accusations.
Not of Rastanos. Maybe if you're talking about Elliot, sure. But if you're talking about Rastanos,
I just know that Rask has tried to take every single female in the party, with the exception of Sashira and Riff.
No,
and he tried to word Riff once.
So Rastanos has not attempted any intimate encounter with either Grey Petal or Alessandra. Rastanos, all you know of Rastanos...
Was Alessandra, really? Come on, that's not true.
Alessandra
rejected Rask.
Yeah, that's not true at all. That's
No. If you go back and look at the Tavern RP, and if you look at all of our role playing, there was the closest it ever got was Rastanos bought a pint of ale for Alessandra, thinking Alessandra was Alessander, and uncomfortable with this sexual feeling towards another male. So Rastanos has never had any sexual encounter with anybody in the party.
Actually, I don't think that's true, because when
you're wrong,
Gerald played it, there was something with a boat.
I don't know.
On your legs. There was no sex involved, but there was a lot of touchy-feely going on.
Wait, what happened?
There would have been sex, but we ran out of time.
Yep.
There was a time when Gerald was. Oh man.
Does
that count though?
I'm not Rafina. Alessandra, and I think I was playing them right to their characters.
Is that fair? Is that fair to sort of put that in Elliot's lap as Rastalos' behavior?
It's like a blackout.
Oh. when you weren't here and Gerald's playing your character, that was.
Certainly
As I was saying,
doesn't count.
Is that
no?
Paul says it's a blackout.
If my character did something that I wasn't playing, no.
I don't know
understand how that doesn't count. I followed all the instructions all the ideas I got from the journals, and all the stuff that was going on in Tavern RP, and all the stuff. I will say this.
No. If another player did something that I'm not even aware of.
But there is absolutely no way that Wrath would have passed on sex with Alessandra.
You don't know that?
True. That's true. Yeah, no, come on. Gerald's right about this.
That's probably true.
Yeah, come on.
Probably
So
true.
there's no problem about that. You would
come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
The princess is the only one you've gotten because she's the only one who accepted your advances.
But I never made any advances.
I mean, you could even get the musicians.
Like you guys are tainting your view of Rastalnos based on your knowledge of Elliot. That's not fair.
No,
that's
not at all.
You are.
I think you've been pretty flirty as Rastalnos. I think Rastalnos has been.
I think that you have infused Rastalnos, even though he's a different character and has different personality types, but I think you have infused him with a lot of Elliot sexuality.
No.
Yep.
Because that's why.
You were flirting with a Medusa, dude.
You were flirting with a Medusa, Elliot. I mean, it's kind of like anything I can flirt with, I will. There is that sort of vibe going on.
There ain't no sort of vibe. I mean, it was ugly as sin. It turns to stone, and he's feeling it up. Come on.
I was trying to save your ass.
I mean, maybe you were trying to take one for the team, or maybe.
Kind of like Name.
I think this Princess Rast relationship might be the best we've got in the game. I think that's a good storyline.
Oh, I do too. I'm really happy about
the
that.
whole Asmodeus angle.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I found myself
rich storyline.
It's really funny. This is, for me personally, I made this shit up on the fly, and I find it very, very, very interesting. Like,
but you didn't expect all of this to happen?
No,
not at all.
No, not at all. I absolutely this is like the. You guys pretty consistently do this where I'm like, here's how the story's gonna go, right? Like, I expected this whole session was gonna basically be at the Oracle in Orlunga, right? Like, I prepped myself for the Oracle, and here we are dealing with Elliot having deflowered the princess. And the ramifications of that. I'm sorry. Here we are with Rastalnos having Rastalnos, right? This tiefling who is under the watchful eye of Asmodeus, deflowering this princess of Omu, which whatever Omu is, she thinks it's a big deal, right? She thinks it's the jewel of Chult, blah 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 blah. So this is a big deal. Like this scene, and I'm okay with this having taken a lot of time tonight because this is a big deal. Like in the story of this group, this is a big fucking deal. And yeah, I no idea any of this is gonna happen. I really, truly was prepping for Oracle of Orlunga tonight, and here we are with this conversation where Rafina may actually be leaving the party, like that. I think all this is beautiful. I think it's all legitimate. I think it's all fantastic role playing. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Like I legitimately am looking forward to next week to see what the fuck is going on. Like this is beautiful. I love it.
We're all gonna fall apart without a center. And
no. Well, Rafina. Look, Rafina is
she is the ultimate healer, buffer, all that.
Not only that, she is literally the tie that binds you. Like you guys have all bound yourselves to her, to the land through her. She is a really big deal. Like this.
I think she should have the power to release that bond too.
Well, no, she doesn't.
You don't know that. I mean, who knows how that works?
It's a blood oath, and once it was taken, it's done. But the beauty of it is that if Rafina doesn't go with us, our bound is just really that as long as she's alive, we have this boon. because she's tied to the land and we're tied to her. And it doesn't matter where in the world all of us go. So if she stays with the Aarakocra, she actually is safer than if she goes with us. So our Constitution bonus is actually safer if she doesn't stay with us.
No, that's an assumption. Just for the record, that's an assumption.
Sure.
You know what? 2 points to the level or 1 point to the level is not going to help us at all compared to actual healing, actual spells that help us in combat.
Right. Well, to
And
meta,
we have an extra, possibly maybe a leveled character, we don't even know, to protect, and it's not.
Well,
It's not gonna work out.
sure. But if Rafina doesn't join us, what we don't know is Maxinari actually a cleric?
we could let John play Waxinari. Infatuated with Rastanos. That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic. That'd be the best thing ever.
You'll never get John and Elliot to flirt correctly.
That's true.
I'll flirt with John all day long.
All right, we'll switch out. Okay, John, you take Grey Petal. Gerald, you take Maxinari. Oh, this is fantastic. I love this so much.
Then you gotta play some crazy cat.
I will say, I kind of wish we had this storyline going and not playing D&D. But there was a different game that was not as lethal as D&D.
Right.
All these fucking dice. Why do I have to roll dice all the
Son
time?
of a bitch.
That princess will be dead in 2 encounters.
Yeah, well, look, Gerald nailed it. I mean, Gerald truly, absolutely nailed it, right? He said, look, from a game perspective, it's the stupidest thing in the world to bring this princess with us. Like, she is going to die. There's no way she can't die, right? But from a story perspective, here we are, right? Like, I mean,
sense.
I don't know if it makes sense, but it's
really
horrible. Like,
makes sense.
personally,
it is a typical archetype. I mean, there's lots of things where the princess goes. There's lots of stories, fictional stories, where the princess goes in disguise, joins a group like a group of pirates or a group of adventurers, and then she comes back. She goes through the hero's journey and comes back stronger, and she can take over the throne.
yeah,
And
totally
flies
legit.
over. I mean, that's a common archetype in fictional stories.
That's very legit.
All the fucking Disney movies.
Well, not just Disney movies. I mean, I think
Not just Disney
Conan.
movies, but all of the fucking Disney.
Conan's a good example of this
Yeah.
kind of story arc.
No, I think I said I think this is all legit. I love it. I mean, I didn't plan this. I would not have imagined. I did not imagine this would happen. But I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see where this goes with Princess Maxinari. Okay, for example, Creek. Like, I did not think Creek would die. I really thought Creek was a sort of. Well, I told you, like, Creek was like a divine sort of thing where,
He's not dead.
He's not dead, he's a turtle.
No, Creek actually died.
The Goblin.
Meryl actually got him killed.
Reincarnated.
Anyway, look, but that's one of those things, right? Like, where I didn't predict it, but you know what? When it happened, it worked. It was, in my opinion, it was beautiful, and it worked out.
Sad.
It was sad. It was supposed to be
The thing
sad,
is,
right?
We're
Like,
gonna be like super anal with this princess, so there is a chance
I mean,
that
I'll
she'll
do
live.
that too.
But what I'm really interested in is she's now got a demonic baby, a child of Asmodeus in her.
Yes.
That's what I want. So
I
her-
really like that.
You're being awfully judgy there.
actually already a tragic character.
You're being awfully judgy there, you fucking toad.
well, Gerald,
He's a fig leaf.
I hate to give you guys bad news, but my thoughts and Gerald's thoughts seem fairly well aligned so far. So. That's kind of where I was thinking as well. So
You know
I don't,
what?
whatever,
You know what?
blah blah blah.
If Princess Mazanari has a baby, and Nang Nang, Queen of the Dungrunglan, doesn't, who gets the laugh last? The last
What does it
laugh.
matter if the love of your life is killed by your sire?
I mean,
You're far more tragic than Grey Petal's just kind of pathetic at this point. You've got nothing on the great tragedy that is Rastanos and Maxinari.
No, that's a great storyline. It's a great storyline.
It's a tragedy in the making.
Rafina's a great storyline at the moment too. Possibly losing everything she had going in a certain direction towards saving something major, like, you know, doing God's work.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. That you know, this D&D group in this adventure, the thing that was always supposed to resolve all of our conflicts is the notion that we're going after the Soulmonger. Soulmonger trumps everything.
Yeah.
So really, Rafina's kind of like backing out on that contract.
Well, I don't.
And that's a metagame. That's a metagame contract. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, might be playing, you know, surely playing to the character's personality, but
yeah,
still like.
Well, I think it's fair. Like Sashira took a pretty, in my opinion, a pretty legitimate position in this, right? She's like, look,
I won't protect her.
Yeah, I mean, this is fucked up, right? Like you bringing this girl on this horrific adventure, and
this pregnant girl. Possibly.
She says she's pregnant.
Really
I mean, it's
but know.
Right.
She can't possibly know. She can't possibly know the next day.
She knows.
Out to the hardest part of the. You know, let's take her out into the middle of nowhere, and we're going to literally subject her to the worst shit I can. So let's see if this bitch hangs with me, right? It's a ride or die moment. Right. That's what I'm sort of getting from Ras.
Well, isn't that what every teenager wants? Is a ride or die moment, a chance to prove themselves and become independent.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing that. I just say from
you're taking the father's point of view, which is
right.
No, you're going to be a child until I'm ready for you not to be a child.
But that is
I think that's somewhat unfair, but you know.
Yeah, but fair. It's a fair position.
And then throwing him in literally the grinder.
Yeah.
I mean, look at we just went through. I mean, literally look at Creek happen. I mean, come on.
No.
Boom, okay, 8 die 6 fireball. Boom. Okay,
right.
Well, Monoxenari now she's now Meatloaf.
Well, that's a really fair position. Like it's a really fair position, right? So Rafina she's a strong, paternal autocrat type person, right? She's like, yes, exactly like Gerald described. But now Rafina has to make a really, really tough decision, right? She's like, okay, so the child is going out with this party. Do I go with them and do what I can to help protect her, or do I ensure her demise by abandoning her? You know, it's a tough decision. Like it really is. And I legitimately love this game because I legitimately think all these positions are fair. Like they really are all fair. The position Sashira took, I think, is fair. The position Restalis is taking, to some people that's taken advantage of a child. Right? Well, but to some people it's taken advantage of a child, right? And that's a fair thing for people to think. But the other side of that is that he's liberating this child, right? He's helping this 17-year-old person, which was like a person. It's an adult. It's an adventurer age, right? She's got training, whatever she wants to do. He's helping to liberate her. He's helping, and maybe her life will be short. Maybe her life will be very short and tragically ended, but she will have lived the life she chose to live. And there's value in that, right? Like there's value, and these are all where all of our, different positions come into play, right? Some of us think, no. We have to stay in shelter. We have to stay in shelter and stay safe until we're older and we can go out and do whatever we're supposed to do, right? Some people think, hey, no, we need to live our own lives, right, to the minute. And if we expire in this minute, well, you know what? I lived my life, and that's fair, right? I'd rather die early than die later sitting at a home. So
I realize you're not going to be able to run for president now.
I'm like whatever. I'm just saying, like I love the disparity in philosophies here. I love this. I really do.
And kind of piggybacking on that is that it's really important for us to remember that hey, we're all 40-somethings, but all of our characters are late teens, early 20s. So whenever we're talking about this 17-year-old girl, we're kind of talking about a peer. And as a
the only thing is,
the first time
I don't know.
Y'all are fucked.
She's shown herself to be. This character has shown herself to be a pretty sheltered.
Sure.
Younger.
Yeah,
If you look at the backstories of all of our characters, they've gone through a lot more than she has.
Oh
None of our
yeah,
characters-
our characters have a lot more emotional intelligence than this particular NPC, but in a strict age perspective, we're all talking about Alessandra is 14 or was 14 when she started adventuring.
She's a slut though.
Yeah. Anyway, we're looking.
In fact, she was like a he. She was she was a dude at the time.
We're looking at 14 to 22 as the age range of what our adventuring party is. And so, so a 17-year-old is right in there. Like,
yeah, and
No, but
any one of us can go onto Netflix and look at, these shows about 14, 15, 16-year-old queens and the lives they were expected to live. I mean, it's really hard for us to then, how do you say, okay, that's what you've got to face, and you're going to face it without any choices? I don't know. It seems unfair to me.
Yeah, so being late teens, early 20s in our party, being two judges, now it's perfect for Rafina. Because Rafina worked in an orphanage, and so it's right in her character's wheelhouse to be the protective, like your parents are gone, and so I'm gonna take care of you, and even if it means, but where I get pissed off, and I don't think it's consistent, is that Restanos hasn't done anything under my watch. Thank you, Gerald.
Never for you, Elliot. I'm there to be the man you want to be.
When I've been playing,
I am your blackout.
Oh man.
So when I've been playing my character the way I want my character to be, Restanos hasn't been a scoundrel.
Elliot, it's a delicious plot you've cooked up.
Yes.
It's awesome.
I do. I love it.
I've seen from you yet.
Yeah, so Restanos actually really Restanos has been wanting to have a love connection. And
but Elliot, let me ask you this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but aren't you the one who said that was it a poem that you wrote about the sailor is only in love until the sea calls?
Yep.
No, I don't think I read that. But it sounds like something.
I thought you referred to that.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like why you're the roaming lover.
No, but that sounds inspired.
Original
I didn't write that, but if you could point me to it, I'd love to read it.
Yeah, I'll try and find it.
That's not me.
I thought that was...
Look on Obsidian and Portal or on
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, that sounds legit to me. I think I mean, this is fun for me too, like playing the game, right, with you guys. Like as Roy, I am totally with John in my personal opinion on this. Like I think I think this is
the only smart decision.
right. I think this is totally horrible, right? Like, come on, man. How do you take advantage of some young girl who's been sheltered her whole life with these fucking bird people, and she sees the first beautiful male she sees, and she's like, yes, I love this man, and you take advantage of her. Like, I'm like, that's horrible, right? Like,
No, but
personally.
Rask. He's a scumbag.
No. But
He's a demon.
no, it's but it's
not
okay.
unrequited.
Yeah. Well,
Rastanos has, and this
Rastanos
girl
clearly has fallen in love with this with this girl in the moment.
So this is what I said a minute ago, is that Rastanos has been looking for love. And Rastanos actually didn't find it in Grey Petal, didn't find it in Alessandra, didn't find it in Azaka, and then found it in, what's her name?
This young girl who didn't know any better.
Romantic.
You don't even know her name?
What I'm looking forward to finding out is Rastanos a long-term lover, or does he just love him until he needs to be loved again?
Yeah,
We'll find out.
I'm kind of interested to see what kind of psychology you look
yeah.
at.
Based on Rastanos' background, I think the princess is in for a rough ride.
Probably. Rastanos. So Rastanos is a sailor, and he's a tiefling, and he's got all sorts of background damage But he has been looking for love and hasn't found it in a lot of places that he thought he would have. So going
Yeah, but he
along the
also knows
way,
the consequences of staying in one place, right?
yeah. But
And he even got a brief vision of that during the event.
during the encounter, that definitely taints it.
Yeah.
So that's.
But
pretty-
they didn't hesitate. They didn't pause anything.
Well,
So that actually could be a big life-changing event for Rastalnos to realize that maybe it's far worse than even he imagined.
No, I love
That's
it.
gonna be-
Hey, look, as a well, anyway, yes, I'm not gonna whatever. I have to develop all this because, like I said, this is all very new to me. But I love this idea. I love the idea that Rastalnos has found a person, and maybe Rastalnos has a legitimate or like a real emotional attachment to this person. You know, he's been searching for this unrequited love.
I don't think Rastalnos is insincere. I've never
No.
thought of him as an insincere character.
I don't either. Yeah, I love Elliot's idea that Rastalnos is looking from place to place to place, and regardless of where he gets that reciprocation, he'll take it, right? Even if it's, you know, perhaps a place he should not traditionally take that reciprocation, he takes it here, and maybe that becomes legitimate, and maybe that's a real thing, and maybe that's a great leverage point that the DM uses later to hurt him. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's Shakespearean in scope here.
yeah. This is beautiful. This is the best thing. This is the best thing. Elliot, that's such.
Gerald's just
what I really like about
bored.
it-
You know, he couldn't even get a 17-year-old princess. I mean, come on. He was trying for the hot warlock.
The warlock's hot.
So it's been a while. It's been a really long time since I've been inspired to write something. I think I've got something to write this week, actually.
nice. Oh, that's very good. Yes, that's the goal, right? That's like the best case scenario of all this is that you guys are inspired to write. I mean, yeah, you know, we have our stupid Discord whatever bullshit, which is
We
annoying.
constantly go around.
Well, you know, it's like, but a lot, you know, and like, well, I don't know. For me, at least, Discord has like a big boredom factor where, like, a lot of times I'm like, you know, right? Because I'm like, okay, Facebook is horrid, like horrible. So where do I spend my minutes, my free minutes at work? Well, let me go check out Discord. So I'll stir the pot at Discord, and Chris loves to stir the pot. Blah 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 blah. But whatever Discord does, our sessions are really good. They're really good. And our interaction, like our personal interaction, I think is really, really good. And I'm really enjoying this. This is really, really good stuff, in my opinion. And I look forward to every week that we play. Like, I'm like, yes, what's going to happen next, you know? So, especially now, man, freaking Elliot. Anyway, but that's the goal, right? That's like the best case scenario is that we're hanging out, and one good thing Discord has is it's a way for us to talk. Like, hey, look, you know, here's the game, here's what happened, but we have more we have more emotions to deal with than we were able to settle in that stream. So we go to Discord, I'm like, hey, you know, and we chat on Discord about whatever shit. So that's good stuff. And now Elliot's writing shit, and Paul writes shit,
Well, I
and
haven't
Chris
written
writes shit.
anything yet.
No, not yet. But like, you know, like Paul, you know, and for a long time, man, Grey Petal was. The stories of Grey Petal are good. I mean, really good. Like, fucking good. I don't know how good they'd be for people who don't follow the stream. But-
Talon. You know?
but-
I mean, Talon's a whole
The
different-
sheriff. Of
Yeah, Talon's good. The Sheriff of Fandolin, man, that shit was fucking genius. Are you kidding me? Like, that's really, in my opinion, I mean, legitimately good writing. It really is. Like, that's good shit. It really is. So, I love the idea that our small game here inspires that level of writing. You know, it's good stuff in my opinion. So,
It's definitely good stuff. This is going to be an interesting. I don't know how this is all going to resolve.
yeah. Well, think about it, Rafina, because
Hey, Rafina, you're the crux here.
you
actually.
are, man.
More than
Rafina, you're.
more than any of us.
Well-
I would actually say that at this point, everybody's decisions
Yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty much been made.
it's been made.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But you know, and whatever. But yeah, you know, I know this has only been vaguely hinted at once upon a time, but Rafina's a big deal. So, you
But
know,
Rafina's kind of the mother, the central part of the party that lets all the madness happen.
We can't lose our matriarch.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that works out next session. You know, I don't. You know,
Well,
you guys may have to. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. That's the beauty of this. Is like one thing I've accepted. Like, I don't know. Anyway,
So random that it works.
not random, but like I have accepted that I don't know what's going to happen, right? So I write all this stuff. I've got this module. I use all this stuff. I write all these notes. You know, all this bullshit I do, and I'm like,
Welcome
okay,
to being a DM.
here's all the things. But I've accepted that, right? Because I used to be very bad at this, but I'm you know working at being good at accepting that I don't know what's going to happen. You, especially with you guys, like. You know, if I had like a group of like normal people or dumb people, it'd be one thing. But like seriously, like I mean, I legitimately recruited like the smartest people I know as players in a role playing game. So for me to presume that I could possibly fucking imagine what you fuckers will imagine is absurd. And I've accepted that. Like I'm gonna put all this shit out. I'm gonna set all this stuff up. But you guys are gonna go in directions I would never in 1,000 years imagine. And that's how it goes. Like that's just it. And I love it. I absolutely just anyway. Blah blah blah. I'm enjoying the unexpectedness of this whole game because it goes in crazy directions that I could not have imagined otherwise. So. I guess next week we'll find out if Rafina is true or bluffing. And John, get with me, because if Rafina is true and she's taking herself out, you and I need to figure that out and bring your next character in. Because this is, of course, a role-playing game, right? And so it's legitimate, like 100% legitimate for a character in this game to take themselves out of this game for whatever reason, right? That is completely legit. But that doesn't mean the player has to quit the game. That's a role-playing game, right? Like you say, hey, look, this character is following this story path, and that's fine, and that's fair. But as a player, I'm going to keep playing, of course, duh, because I have the best players ever, and we'll create a new character for that player to bring into the game, and we'll work that new character into the storyline, right? Like in case somebody dies, right? Like something, yeah.
Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 like backgrounds for different characters in case Rustano's dies.
I think that's a good idea because this is you guys haven't gotten to the bad part of this adventure yet. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like I've been working a bit to try to like
rewritten Tomb of Horrors.
It is. It's fucking Tomb of Horrors and it's bullshit. Like it's so much of the dungeon crawl of this game is fucking bullshit. Like, there's no way.
We have a party full of pacifists. And so we're going and trying to conquer the world with pacifists.
You're trying to conquer.
You're a pacifist. Shashira is a pacifist halfway.
A pacifist till she gets scared of something. Then it's dead. Yeah. Fucking dead.
She's a pacifist till she's a murder machine. But whatever.
That's right. A pacifist till she's a murder machine. That's it. I'm scared of you.
Rastados, to be fair, is the only one who's tried to parlay in the middle of combat.
No. Alessandra.
Like Jack the Ripper.
Alessandra's done some of that. Alessandra's done a little bit of that. Yeah.
Alessandra, yes.
But you're right though. Yeah, there's like the Sashira pacifist.
This is a panic moment.
So yeah,
What is pacifism?
Yeah, running away until you come back and then blow it up. Come on.
We have passive murderers in our party.
That's right.
No, Ravina has never been a pacifist, thank you.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
Correct.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for trying out this new Zoom thing. This seems pretty interesting. I guess. I guess we'll see how next week goes. Where is? Oh, there it is. Excellent. All right. Cool. So, I hope you enjoyed the post party thing. This is the post party. Yeah, post party death. Until next week.
Depression or post game. show.
Bullshit. Some bullshit. Don't say bullshit. It's fine. All right. On to next week. Nerd.
Out.
Out.